Yeah. What? Yeah. 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 What? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. What? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Youth Group. That's what it is.
That's who we are.
That's who we is. Dude, let us know you're here in the comments if you've not already done so, or hit us up on the telephone. You can text me or Rachel to let us know you're here, and you'll be entered in for a pretty dope prize at the end of the night. So make sure you hit us up.
Glad some of you were here already.
Yeah, I know, dude. It's been so long. Like,
all.
the Hows, we're stoked that y'all are here. It's been forever. We're pretty pumped to see you guys. Thanks. So yeah, we'll keep letting us know you're hearing the comments. Let us. Why don't you take some time right now and actually like text somebody, invite them. It's the last day of YouTube live streaming youth group for the summer. Maybe we'll be back. Maybe we won't. Only time will tell. No, but for real, that's what it is.
It's almost August.
It's almost August. What did you guys do this summer? Let us know in the comments. Fun fact, Rachel and I are actually going on a trip tomorrow morning.
From the a.m.
4:30 a.m. It's going to be super sucky to wake up that early.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be a fun trip, but I'm not pumped to wake up at 4:30 a.m. Or
See
probably
the sunrise?
earlier.
It'll be great.
Sunrise, schmunrise is what I always say.
Always.
I'm never not saying it. Mateo's here
Sweet.
too. What up, Mateo? Stoked you guys are here. Okay, let's jump in. We got a couple quick little announcements for you guys. So, Rachel, do you know what that means?
What?
We should actually roll
The announcement slide.
the announcement
that you guys
video,
have come to love so much.
just like me. All right,
Okay.
First announcement of the night. Rachel, why don't you let them know what to do to stay up to date with everything that's happening?
Yeah, so with whatever ends up happening next, we will be sending out text reminders to the same Remind app, so you can
All right,
Okay.
First announcement of the night.
or
Rachel, why don't you let
LWYMS if
them
you're in middle
know
school
what to do
to the number 81010, and you'll get all the reminders, all the notifications of what's going on.
It's on your screen right there.
It's right there.
Now, some of you are in middle school and are actually transitioning to
yeah.
high school.
Move up.
So you gotta text at LWYHS
HS.
instead of middle school.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Some of
Yeah.
you are in middle school and
You're still there.
you're
And
staying.
that's also awesome.
Others of you are in high school and you're also staying place.
Also awesome. Sorry. Sorry, my mom just texted PTL to something and I thought it was funny.
Come on, Diane.
I thought it was funny.
All right,
She's an acronym.
dude. Next announcement is our lunches.
Yeah, those have been super fun.
Yeah, raise a hand if you've done a front porch lunch visit with us.
You can't see them.
That's us. Raise your hand if you've done it. No, guys, we've had awesome time grabbing lunch with a bunch of you, but time's running out. We're done for July now.
Yeah.
We already have a couple scheduled for August.
We're only here 1 week in August.
We're only here 1 week in August because
That's
we're
insane.
on vacation and then we're like getting ready to move overseas to
We
Austria.
have our training
So we're gonna be gone.
for 2 weeks.
Yeah. I like how we're finishing each other's
Sorry,
like sentences.
sandwiches.
That's not a thing.
That's what they say. It's Frozen.
Yeah, well, this is real life, Rachel. Frozen's a movie, Rachel. Do you know what movie I've been wanting to see lately? Is Finding Dory.
Oh, that's a good one. There's otters in there.
Yeah, I just like the whale part.
Mm.
I don't know what the whale says in the movie. I can't speak whale. But yeah, guys, lunch. Rachel, stay on track. Front porch lunches. Let us know if you're interested in Rachel and I bringing some lunch over to your house. We sit in the front of your house
Or the back.
or the backyard. We wear masks. I'm looking for mine now. I don't usually. This is my backup, but we wear masks the whole time, except for when we're eating, and we have a pretty good time.
Yeah.
We had a couple today that we did.
Yeah,
couple
we've
last
even
week.
double dipped
We've double dipped.
on different days.
I've been eating 2 sandwiches every time we do it. Delicious. I've been
Good
going
deal.
personally. I start with the meat and cheese option, and then the second is a PB&J. I find the PB&J to be a little bit more
More dessert.
refreshing on a hot day with the cold peanut butter and jelly.
I think the cold meat.
No, you'd think that, but that's not how it
Everybody's
goes.
different. Okay, we're rambling.
Yeah, we're rambling. All right, guys. I think that's the last announcement we have.
Yeah. Stay
Um,
tuned for the next series.
Yeah, as you guys know, we played a couple of Pharisees nights, stuff like that, and that's been pretty dope. Maybe we'll try to shoot a couple of those out to you.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
But that's why you gotta stay reminded with the Remind app so you can know what the
Yeah.
Haps is. Also, you can always invite friends to those things. It's great opportunity. Like some of you have non-church friends that you're like, I don't really want them to come to youth group because they might think it's weird. And so it's like, well, invite them to a game night. That's so easy. Everybody likes to have fun, except for bad people. So unless you're a bad person, you should like to have fun. That's a fact, though, right? Like, everybody likes that. Name
You're
one
in a mood
person.
today.
Name one person who doesn't like to have fun. Because they're bad people, and we don't know
They're
bad people.
people.
No, but okay. What's up now, Rachel?
Do we have a lesson?
Yeah,
What's
so
next?
let's just jump into the lesson.
Yeah,
okay.
let's do it, you guys. Revelation.
Crazy.
Right?
Yeah. How many of you guys read Revelation before in your life?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Why would it change?
I don't know.
Revelation's a crazy book. There's so much stuff in there. There's so many memes about the book of Revelation that like it's easy to just be like, dude, this book is wild.
Whack, if you will.
Wickety whack. But it's so good. And I am really pumped because our friend Clara from college, she works at the Bible Project. Some of you guys know the Bible Project. So I was like, dude, who better to share about this?
I love Clara.
Yeah, so she's going to do a great job. So grab your Bibles, your El Bible. I don't know how to say Bible in Spanish. Is it just Bible? No, that doesn't sound right. Somebody type in the chat, how do you say Bible in Spanish?
Biblia?
I keep thinking of biblioteca, but that's a library.
Biblioteca. Yeah, I think it's Biblia.
Biblia? Is it El Biblia?
La, if it ends in A. I don't know.
Okay. So here we go, guys. We're going to jump over to Clara's lesson. So grab your Bibles, grab a journal. It's going to be dope. I'm pretty pumped.
Me too.
Let me actually, hold on. Before we hit play, I'm going to change the sound on our computer so we can hear everything that's happening with Clara's lesson. All right, guys, we'll see you.
Hi everyone, my name is Clara. I have been friends with Kevin and Rachel for quite a while, and they're the best. And I'm just really excited to be here, to be able to help in any way that I can. Yeah, and also just to talk about the book of Revelation. When Kevin asked me if I could preach on this specifically, I was stoked, because this book is just like, it's bonkers. Like, it's really, there's a lot going on. There's a ton that it's really easy to get lost in. It's full of this symbolism and visions and imagery, and it's like so out there, you can get lost in it. But when you don't, and when you understand what it's talking about and you see the main point, it's like insanely beautiful. And yeah, I hope that in whatever ways that I can, through talking about like the overview of the book, and I think the best lens to read the book through, as well as some tips and tricks for reading it, I think that, yeah, you'll begin to see Christ in a new and more full light, and you'll also see yourself in a little bit newer light as well. And I think it's gonna be good. So, here's, I think, the best way to view it. Some people view it as though it's like this national treasure hunt, and we have to figure out the day and time that Christ is going to come back. I don't know how that would help, but it's important to know, and so everything is important. We need to know that this is technology, and this is Apache helicopters, and like all this stuff, which is exciting, but I think not the point. Another way that people approach the text, I think, is that it's pretty overwhelming, and they kind of like don't want to get into it because they don't know what any of this stuff means, and so they just kind of like read the first few chapters and then kind of like skim through the rest and then get to the end and are like, cool, Christ is coming back at one point, awesome, and it's gonna be really weird. I think both those ways of reading it, you miss out on a lot. So here's my approach. I think the best lens to read this through is very simple, and it's that this is Christ's message to us, that he's going to return, he's going to eradicate evil, and he's going to bring about a new world full of justice and peace and mercy and righteousness forever. In Revelation, which is apocalyptic literature, all apocalyptic literature is Jesus showing us his divine perspective on our earthly circumstances. And Revelation does this really well. It's Christ speaking specifically. And it's really unsettling, but it's also like hopeful. it's really comforting. And I think that the response that it brings up, whether it's comfort and hope or discomfort and disquietude, these are telling emotions, and we should look at them and lean into them. So that's the lens to read this whole thing through. Now let's talk about the overview of the book. It's written by John, likely John the disciple, but could be a different John, around 90 AD, so 60 years after Christ has died, ish. And he's on this island, and he receives these visions from Christ and in heaven, and it spans a lot of time and space. And I'm sure that this has been talked about in how to read the epistles and New Testament letters. But John opens and he almost immediately says grace and peace, which sets the tone for the rest of the book. Everything that you're about to read is supposed to bring grace and peace to you. Sometimes Revelation doesn't seem like that. So if it's not seeming like this, or something's not making sense, or you're getting this like sense of fear, or like this is just so weird, come back to that. This is supposed to bring grace and peace. This is really important. This is an important cornerstone to reading the book. So, chapters 1 through 3, he moves on from giving grace and peace. He's talking to the churches, and he gives a specific message to each of the seven churches in Asia at that point. And some of them he gives blessings to, and he says, you're doing these things well. You're upholding truth and righteousness. You're being faithful to me. You're suffering on my behalf. You're speaking truth, even though there are those around you who are not. And then to others, he says, you're letting those liars in, and you're listening to them, and you're letting them have influence, or you're not loving each other like you did when you first came to me, and you're missing the point in that way. Or even you're lukewarm. You're stuck, you're wealthy, and you love that, and that's what's important to you. He doesn't mince words either way. He's very strong in his encouragement, and he's very strong in his reproach to the churches. And then we move on. Chapters 4, 22 through 5, verse 5, so almost the whole rest of the book. It's visions of the past, the present, and the future. A couple things to keep in mind here. These visions are asynchronous. It's not that what happens in chapter 4 is going to happen before chapter 5 is going to happen, it jumps around a little bit. Partially, it's not literal in the way that things are necessarily. It's symbolism. So keep that in mind. The second thing, keep in mind the historical context. This is written during a Roman rule where it was an incredibly barbaric time, and it was legal to really seriously harm and even murder Christians. And so this book that's talking about Christ's perspective, that he's going to come, he's going to end all war, peace is going to reign, and those who've stood with him are going to reign with him. That's a message of grace and peace. Even though it's heavy-handed in symbolism and things get kind of weird, the end story is talking about Christ's glory and how Christ's glory is going to be reflected on the church, his bride, his wife. This is huge. This message does bring grace and peace. And even the admonition and the places where Christ is saying to churches, you need to seriously change, even that is grace and peace, because he's showing them truth. He's showing them exactly what they need to do to enter into this new reality with him. And that's gracious. That's good. That's peaceful. That's peacemaking. So keep that in mind. The next thing to keep in mind is, that at the end, it comes back to the present. It comes back to these final warnings, these blessings, and there's this call to action. And the way that you can read this call to action is by looking again at the overview of the book. Christ starts out talking about the present. He moves into a lot of talk about the future from his perspective, what is going to happen and what's going to happen at the end, and that is people are going to be with him. And then he comes back to the present, and he essentially says, what are you going to do with everything that I just told you? How are you going to live? Churches who I've either encouraged or called to change. Are you going to change? Are you going to continue in your righteousness? Are you going to continue in your unrighteousness? This is huge. You're left knowing reality from God's perspective, knowing the future for certain, and then it comes back to the present, and it's kind of a question mark for each person. There's choice there. And it's also an invitation. It's beautiful. It's gracious. It's kind. It's very kind of Christ. So that's the overview of the book. Now let's get into some tips and some tricks for reading Revelation. The first thing, symbols are not necessarily literal, and they often recall earlier texts. So John assumes that people who are reading Revelation know their Bible really, really well, especially the Old Testament. Specifically the Old Testament, I should say. So some good things to keep in mind is that John is drawing a ton from Zechariah, Daniel, Genesis 1 through 3, Exodus 4 through 15, the plagues, Ezekiel, Isaiah, and Jeremiah. If you don't have time to read all those, you can read an overview of them, which I think will be helpful, or you can watch Bible Project's Revelation videos. It's a two-parter, and then there's also a video on how to read apocalyptic literature, which is really good and also going to help build on some of what I'm saying here tonight. So there's some things. Also, don't let the symbolism, if you're not understanding it, don't let that kind of let you get caught up and not move forward and get discouraged. There's a ton of good Bible commentaries. Kevin and Rachel can recommend some to you. You can ask them. I'm sure that they can help as well. Super great. They took Hebes through Rev and killed it. And then also, yeah, there's a lot of great resources online. Even just like Googling like, what symbol is this? And then reading, the first couple things that come up and sifting through it. You can learn a lot. But even if things kind of still seem out of reach, something that I really recommend doing is, first of all, reading through the book in a couple of sittings. I read it through in 2, which was really good and I would highly recommend, but even 3, 4, 5 sittings, just don't read it a couple of verses at a time. You're going to really miss the point. Another thing that I would recommend even more strongly is for each chapter, take notes. And not detailed notes. Don't do that at all. 4 to 8 bullet points about the main plot points that you see happening, things that keep coming up, either whether it's repeated phrases, repetition of ideas, some symbols, some numbers that keep coming up, stuff like that. And also another really, really big thing to focus on, maybe even more than those things, is the characters. So Christ, as well as the heavenly hosts and the angels, as well as the bride of Christ, the church, and the people who are righteous. These are pretty contrasted with the other characters, which are the people of the world who are unrighteous and evil, some of the major characters who are evil, such as Babylon and the Antichrist and the prophet, the false prophet, and then Satan, the dragon. And it's the spectrum of characters, and you learn a lot about them and how they fit into this eternal story and how we should view them and the things that they do. This shows us truth and it shows us God's perspective, and so we should listen well and try to shape our perspective to it, not the other way around. So that's what I have to say about symbols and getting through the book and really grasping the overall argument. The next thing that I talked about has to do with some of those characters and a few things: themes, contrast, and repetition. This is going to give you a lot of understanding for the book. The first major contrast to watch out for is those who are deceived and do evil, who revere the dragon, Satan, and who are destined to suffer forever. They are strongly contrasted with those faithful ones who suffer for a time in Christ's name, and they bear witness to him, and they get to live forever in peace and in light with God. You also see this really big contrast between this person of Babylon, who symbolizes the unrighteous ones. She's this figure, she's dressed in splendor, and she almost makes John feel amazed, he's marveling at her. And she's drinking this cup full of blood, which is immorality, as well as the blood of the martyrs. It's all evil, some of the most treacherous and deceitful and disgusting things that you can do on this earth. And she dies. And then the unrighteous ones, the greedy, the people who took advantage of others, they mourn her, but she's gone. And then, in contrast, you see the bride, the church, Christ's people, who are clothed in white, and they're pure, and they're reflecting glory Christ's glory. And they're not just reflecting, but it's imposed on them because of who he is and his relation, because of who Christ is and Christ's relationship to the bride. And then later on, you see that it transitions from the bride of Christ to the wife after the wedding ceremony and the wedding feast. And if you know much about marriage in the Bible and God's covenants to his people and everything that he said, this is forever. This bride is not going to die. She's not going to pass away. People are never going to mourn her. It's this celebration, it's this communion, it's this togetherness forever. And that gave me goosebumps just now a little bit. The thought of that, of being with Christ forever, it's huge. So contrast can help you see some of these things and get a better picture for the characters, which then is a better picture of who we are and of who Christ is, and also those who aren't faithful to him. So that's really big. That's a huge thing to watch out for. It's going to help you, know identity, which is how we're supposed to live. Is really important. The next thing is this number 7, which I'm using to talk about symbols as a whole. So there's 7 seals, 7 trumpets, 7 bowls. It's a retelling of the same events from different perspectives. And this goes back to Genesis 1 through 3, the 7-day creation. This is a reversal of that. It's also talking a lot about the plagues and the aftermath of what happens when people are not righteous. Another idea of repetition is this phrase, to the one who conquers. In the first 3 chapters, as Christ is speaking to each of the churches, he talks about their situation specifically, and then he says, to the one who conquers, who makes it through this church's present circumstances, this reward is promised. And then you don't hear it through all of these visions from multiple chapters. And then at the end, after everything is laid out and Christ has come back and peace is reigning forever, Christ is reigning forever, the phrase comes back and it says, the one who conquers will have this heritage, and I will be his God, and he will be my child. And if you had missed that in the beginning, you wouldn't see this huge link. And again, what I was talking about the present, going through the future as God's perspective, and then coming back to the present, this is a promise to us. All this stuff is going to happen. The end of the world is going to come. Trials and suffering is going to happen. But if you make it through, you're going to be with God forever. And it's so worth it. Don't be short-sighted. Keep all this in mind as you live, and live well. Live for Christ. And the last thing that I have to say is focus on how Jesus is depicted. He's beautiful, and he's glorious, and he is faithful, and he is righteous. Something that's really important and brings up the contrast again is what's hearing and what's expected versus what's seen and unexpected. And this happens in chapter 5, where the scroll with the seals is presented, and there's nobody to open it. And John begins to despair, and then he hears somebody say, the Lion of Judah is going to come, and he can open it. And as you know about the Lion of Judah in the Old Testament, he's the conquering king who's going to come from the line of David, and he's going to bring an end to the injustice on earth. And a lot of people thought that was going to be an actual physical conquering king. So that's what John hears. But then he looks, and he sees the lamb bloodied from his sacrifice. And that's what the conquering king looks like. That's the essence, in some ways, of who Christ is. This is what the Lion of Judah looks like, a slain lamb. And it's so much more beautiful than anything we could have imagined. And that's Christ. And there's a depiction later on of he's on this white horse, and he's riding, and his name is Truth. And he has this mystery of this name that only he knows. And he's a conqueror as well, and it's majestic. And I think that in Revelation you can get a picture of Christ that hasn't quite been shown quite this way, and it is meant to draw you nearer to him, to show you more who he is and more of what it will be like to be not just the bride, as we partially and we are now, but as the wife, as his wife. It's amazing. It's quiet. It makes me feel quiet in my soul, and it brings awe, and I think that that's what it's really meant to do. So that's what I would largely say as well for the book of Revelation. That's my last tip. Focus on the Lamb. Focus on Jesus. And focus as you read on the beauty and the comfort and the excitement that builds as you read about justice and peace and Jesus himself coming to earth to stay forever. And also focus on that telling feeling, whether it's hope and excitement, or whether it's discomfort, or even a mixture of both, that settles into your heart when, as you get through and you read in chapter 22, blessed are those who do his commandments, so that they may have the right to the tree of life, and that they may enter the new city of Jerusalem by the gates. The Spirit and the bride say, come. And let the one who hears say, come. And let the one who is thirsty come. Let the one who desires to take the water of life without price. Jesus, who testifies to these things, says, surely I am coming soon. Amen. Come, Lord Jesus. I hope that what you've gotten out of today is a desire to be the one who faithfully keeps his commandments. A desire to be the ones who enter into this new reality, who enter the gates of New Jerusalem, of heaven on earth. May we be the ones who ask Jesus to come to earth. May we be the ones who are faithful to not stop asking that. And may we be the ones who are faithful to love him, who are excited so much to be the bride and the wife of Christ, that we persevere through the suffering and through the pain and through the ache of living as sinful people in a very sinful world. Grace and peace to you all. Christ is coming. What joy. Thanks, everyone.
So good.
Wow. I actually cried.
Rachel's legitimately
I
crying
need
right
a
now.
tissue. I'm sorry.
Have you guys ever been moved to tears in a sermon? It's pretty wild. So, man, Clara, I think, did a great job. Thank you, Clara, for sharing with us. Guys, Revelation and the Bible as a whole is just this, like, amazing, beautiful story of God's love for humanity and the lengths that God is willing to go to bring us into the fold and to bring us into right relationship with him. Rachel?
I took a lot of notes.
Yeah, can I ask you to just kind of share with us what you're thinking? And guys, I want, if like something stood out to you in that, or if you had thoughts or questions based off that lesson that Clara just shared with us, send us a message in the chat or send us a text message. Let us know what you thought. Rachel, I'm going to turn it over to you. What stood out to you?
Everything. I think I just really appreciated the whole way that she walked through that, because it can, I think I fall more on the side of it can be really overwhelming to not understand all the symbolism, what everything means, but the way she broke it all down and contrasted everything, the evil and the bride of Christ, it was really beautiful and really hopeful, and everything is gracious and peaceful. I think that lens was really helpful to read the whole thing through, and then just ending it with focus on Christ and the Lamb.
Oh, great. It kind of reminds me of, so some of you guys may have missed this. We started doing a few weeks ago a series. Oh, sorry, 1 second.
Siri was activated.
Oh, Siri was activated. No, Siri, get out of here. We started doing a series during youth group called In the World, and it was really just a space for us to discuss what does it mean to be a Christian living in Federal Way in 2020 with coronavirus, with all the racial tension that's happening, with like schools closing, with all these things. What does it mean to be a Christian? And I think that what I love about doing this 90-day challenge is I hope that you guys saw and even heard in Claire's message is like, guys, there's evil in the world and there's goodness. And ultimately, like, even though evil looks so like intriguing and we want to like seek out sin, or we want to like give into sin, or we want to give into the anger that we have or the frustration we have, that like ultimately what Revelation shows us is that there is hope, there is light, it is Christ. He is the Lamb who was slain, and that we have new life because of that. Like Claire brought up the part of who's worthy to open up the scroll, and like they're looking around and there's nobody worthy, and then here comes Jesus, the one who is worthy. It's awesome. What really stuck out to me actually was kind of that focus on Jesus and the depiction of Jesus and stuff. I like that you wrote that down, because I think that I just really appreciated that we don't have to know all the answers to the book of Revelation. We don't have to know what all the symbols mean. We don't have to know what everything, all the minute details are. They're interesting and we can kind of look into that. But ultimately what we do know is that like Jesus conquers evil. Good conquers evil. Jesus is the truth that conquers evil. So, yeah, man, that was awesome.
That was so good.
Is there anything else you want to share about that?
I'm just going to let it all sit for a while.
Yeah, for sure. I would encourage you guys to go back and listen to that again. Maybe share it with a friend or something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, listen to that. Let me know what you guys think as you're doing so. Feel free to, again, shoot me a message in the comments or send me a text.
Thanks for listening. I'm really glad you guys were here for that.
Yeah.
I was just thinking how last week there weren't a ton of people.
Yeah.
And this week, I think more of you got to hear it, and I think
Yeah,
that
for
was
sure.
definitely on purpose.
We were supposed to play this last week, but we decided to pause.
Load.
It didn't. Yeah, that's right. It didn't work,
It
and we
wasn't
were
even
like,
our
let's
fault.
just not even worry about it. Let's postpone it.
Yeah, so I'm glad you were here.
Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that.
Yeah.
It was heavy. It was good. Man, what a day.
Sorry for crying on camera.
Yeah, that's out there on the internet forever. Guys, this doesn't
It's fine.
leave.
Oh gosh.
You all saw Rachel cry.
They also all saw you eat
They
a
saw.
ton of sausage.
Okay,
Last
well,
week.
let's get out
Sauce
of that.
Okay.
Alright.
Is it game time?
Yeah, you guys want to do a game real quick? I'm pretty pumped, but this takes a little bit of effort on your part. So let me know in the comments before we keep going if you guys are down to do a game, or send me a text and I'll give you a hint. You need to be able to text something,
Ooh.
whether your phone or in the chat, but somebody say something, whether or not we should do this next thing, you know?
Yeah. Are you in it?
Are
To
you
win
in it to win it?
Golden
What should we
ticket?
give away before we
Ooh.
announce the game?
You don't even know yet? What we're giving
Well,
away?
I actually
You
had
know.
one thought.
Okay.
Yeah.
A secret
um,
thought.
I had one thought, but I want to see what people are gonna.
Okay.
The giveaway, what I was gonna give away, because it's the last youth group, it's kind of an exciting thing. I thought it'd be cool to just give away a Taco Bell meal, kind of like for old time, or maybe a
For old
Chick-fil-A
times.
meal for old times' sake. This is the last
Maybe winner's
live
choice.
stream, winner's choice. You get to choose between Taco Bell or Chick-fil-A. Let me real quick. Sorry.
See if anybody's responding.
Yeah, cause I also we gotta see. I gotta hear from you guys if you
This is
want to
for
play
you.
a game. If not, we can just kind of close it at that, you know. But if you want to play a game, let me know in the chat or the comments. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a texting challenge game. We do stream setting. I'll show you what it looks like.
We've probably done it before.
We've
but a
done that
while
youth
ago.
group. Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
Hotman.
Hot minute. We were gonna play texting challenge, the game where you text as the challenge. Basically, the way this game works is, there we go. You text whatever it says on the screen to Kevin at 831-392-5419, or you can just put it in the comments.
Marielle says we should play.
But you gotta just put it in the comments, or text me, or else you can't actually play, because that's how the game works. Rachel,
Yeah.
I was thinking we could give away. It's hot. We could give away for the winner of this
the
game.
last, or one of the last
One of the last water bottles.
water bottles.
So this is a water bottle from Black Diamond
Black
Summer
Diamond
Camp.
Original.
Black Diamond Original, pretty dope. And I was thinking we give away the
MRE.
MRE. We have one more MRE, meal ready to eat.
Just in case you're going camping.
Yeah, or
Or
if there's more of an
going to
apocalypse and you need to like make food, it's
There
right
you go.
here. So that's what we're gonna give away for the winner of this
Boom.
texting challenge game. I got one person who said they're ready to go, so Mario,
Let's go.
you may win this. Who knows? Alright, Rachel, do you want to play too? Like, you could always do that. It'd be kind of funny.
Sure.
I like to mix it up without me knowing.
So I'm just texting you.
Yeah. So you can just text me.
Okay, but
Alright.
I'm only gonna look at that.
Yeah, only look at this screen.
Yeah.
So let's bring it up on the row or on the board, on the screen. Get ready. Let's spin the wheel. And stop. I forgot to take a shower, brush my teeth, and put on deodorant with 3 exclamation marks. So let's see who's going to be the first one to text this in. I forgot to take a shower. Notice the capitalization of stuff.
I did notice that.
I forgot to... Ooh, Mateo!
Wow, you guys, are you serious?
Oh, wait.
Oh,
He said he has 1 bar, so he doesn't know if he'll
Oh.
be good at this.
that's okay.
Owen's coming. I see it. Alright, first one in. Everybody's going to get points, by the way. I didn't explain that, how this is going to work. If you text in, you're going to get points.
Okay,
The most
matter what.
correct is going to get more points.
that makes sense.
So, like, I'm looking for everything. Capitalization,
Spelling.
punctuation, capitalization, spelling,
Lowercase h.
lowercaseation.
I made that.
Okay, so let's see. We got Owen was the first one.
Okay.
But as he even caught himself, didn't put the capitalization. But he was the first one.
Okay.
So let's say 100 points to Owen.
Ooh, going big.
Going big. Let me see who was next on there. Rachel actually was next. You.
But it was wrong. I spelled deodorant wrong, so then I sent another one.
Oh, okay. So I appreciate the honesty. 75 for Rachel.
Oh, wow.
I'm just double checking. All right, Marielle, 95.
Nice.
She got it in perfectly. It was a little bit slow, but it was no mistakes.
Nice. First time.
Oh, wait. Mateo missed that second. Let me just double check Marielle got it. Yeah, Mateo, you missed that second comma, so I can only give you 85 points.
So close.
Oh, Simon's having trouble. He's probably watching on his phone.
Oh.
Yeah. Tough, Simon. Tough, dude. It's a rough life, man. I get it.
I get it.
Okay, let's do a couple more. All right. I'm gonna spin it. Rachel, you want to tell me when to
Ready.
stop?
And stop. Oh.
Constipated people don't give a crap. Are we allowed to say crap on this show?
No, no,
Constipated people don't give a crap. Don't tell your moms. They may get mad at us for saying crap on camera. But you know what? Tell them that constipated people don't give a crap. I feel bad that Rachel was the first person to get in, but you're in
Yeah,
person, so it doesn't really count. I don't know why you're cheating at this
I'm
game.
not.
It seems like you are,
I'm
though.
just real time.
Yeah, real cheating time. Okay.
I will give my prize away if I win.
That message is this is a fact. Like, that's a fact, right? That's a statement of fact.
I suppose.
All right.
What do we get?
Owen messaged in first, but he said, constant people don't give a crap. Owen, I don't know what that means. Constant people don't give a crap. 65 for Owen. I
Got
gave you
it.
a little bit more because you got it in first. Mateo, constipated people don't give a crap. That is perfect. See you later, Owen.
Bye-bye.
110
For
points
Mateo?
for Mateo.
And 10. Wow.
Yeah, 110. Peace out, Owen.
Peace out.
I miss you already. All right.
Anybody else?
I think that's it. Oh, there's Mario. Constipated people don't give a crap. Nice job, Mario. 95 again.
Sweet.
This is going to be crazy. Oh, dude, no worries. You're gonna get points no matter what, Mario.
Yeah.
You're gonna get points no matter what. So it's
Worth
just
it.
a matter of really getting it correct at this point. Also, there may be pictures at some point that you have to take.
Oh.
Who even knows?
Who even
What if we
knows?
added a surprise to the end? No, I won't. Maybe I will.
Oh,
Who
oh,
knows?
whoops.
Let's spin. Bam, let's stop it. Are my chiseled arms properly proportioned to my incredibly humble ego, Captain Underpant? Man, I can't even say this.
Wow.
And it's in a quote, so I'm assuming it's a quote from Captain Stranger Pants. I've never heard that. Are my chiseled arms properly proportioned to my incredibly humble ego, Captain Stranger Pants? I'm gonna see if I can type this out.
It's easier on a keyboard.
Yeah, of course. That's why I'm doing it. Bam. Dang, I did it. Also, I like how there's like a little family feud going on with Mario and Mateo. They're arguing about the 1-bar Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I get it, man. Sometimes our Wi-Fi goes down. It's sometimes a bummer. Ooh, but Mario came in clutch. Getting in first. Chiseled arms.
Nice. Chiseled.
Properly proportioned to my incredibly humble ego, Captain Stranger Pants. Alright, 110 for Mario.
Nice.
Mateo coming in slightly later. 93.
93.
Points. Nice job.
Random.
Simon is not playing, but I imagine that he would have done a good job at that.
I would imagine so too.
He's a good typer.
Yeah.
I don't know, just joking. I'm making that up. I don't know. Maybe he's
Just
a
being
terrible.
supportive.
Yeah, way to go.
How many more?
Let's do one more.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna spin it and then share it. Let's see what it says. Ooh, we got a picture this time. Send a picture of you doing your best Cool Carl impression.
Nice. I think I remember this.
Best
one.
Cool Carl impression. Or, man, I almost want to find. I wonder what happens if I Google Cool Carl. Of course, it comes up.
Oh, it's his campaign.
Yeah, that's what's funny is the first thing that comes up is his Here, let me do this. If you guys don't know who Cool Carl is, he is the Sunday Cool mascot, who is also maybe running for president in 2020.
Is he really?
No, I don't think it's real. But I mean, he has a campaign. So this is Cool Carl. He's a pretty cool guy.
Pretty funny.
He is pretty funny. I like Cool Carl. So if you don't know who he is, this is him.
This is him.
I'm trying to click
Now you
this
know.
picture. So I want to see it. That's him. He holds his heart a lot. You get a lot of stuff from Cool. Yeah, he does this a lot. I'm interested to see what the best like impersonation of Cool Carl is.
This will be funny.
Who knows what it'll be? And this is the last one too, so it's really neck and neck between
Yeah,
Mario and Mateo.
For all the beans in the enchilada.
I could go for an enchilada.
I have fajitas.
Ooh, that is true. That's what we're having for din din tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Some fajitas. What are you guys having for dinner? Oh, weird. I like just having pictures of.
You guys being funny.
Yeah. Okay. I think this one came in first, so I'm going to give. Let me just bonus 25 for getting it in first.
Okay.
This one is really good. Has a beard. Sorry, I just read Marielle's chat. Ooh, sushi?
Sushi?
Dang.
That
We'll
sounds
stop by
so
on our way
good.
home and grab
Save a
some
few sushis.
sushis.
Just kidding.
Okay, so I'm gonna say picture for this one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say 150.
Okay.
This one, I'm gonna say 200 for that one.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right, guys,
Wanna add 'em
thanks
up?
for playing. That was texting challenge. I realized that not a lot of you guys saw the actual game because they were texting it to me, but trust me, I had a great time reading those texts. Texting challenge. That's the game for today. I cannot wait to be back in person to play cool
I know, I
games
miss you
running
guys.
around. So remember, the winner of this is going to get a Black Diamond water bottle. What if we did, winner's going to get that and a MRE, a meal ready to eat. So if you're ever at war, you have some food to eat.
Okay.
That's my motto.
Have the final tally.
You do? All right. Rachel, you're going to be the one to announce it.
Oh.
Who's the winner? First place prize.
First place prize, bringing us back to the old days. Marielle was 500
Killing it again.
even. Mateo close second, 463.
You know, sometimes I feel like I'm harder on Mateo. Is that like...
You might
Because
be.
Mateo, you killed it on that one.
Yeah.
We'll find a prize too, Mateo.
We'll find
A backup prize.
And then Owen after that.
Yeah, Owen. Man, Owen might have won that had he stuck around.
You never know.
That's
He
what
started
happens.
out with 100.
He started out. He was killing him. All right. Guys, this brings us to the final segment of our show. You know it.
The golden tickets.
I was going to announce that.
I'm sorry.
I'm just joking. This is the golden ticket time, guys. Let me input. I'm at
You do
Gold
have
Star
Gold
giveaway.
Star giveaway
Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Man, this would have
Oh
been
my
so much
goodness.
better.
What
Okay,
is happening?
guys, we're doing golden tickets. So if
Talk amongst
everybody could just go
yourselves.
ahead and get ready. Okay, Rachel, who are the students here? Should we include Owen?
Yeah,
What if we did? Like, what if he wins? Are we telling him?
I think we have to.
All right, remember, put your name in the chat or text me if you want to be entered in.
So we know you're here.
All right, Rachel, can I get a? Well, you don't have to start spinning yet.
Oh.
Okay, guys, remember
Anticlimactic.
this is completely random.
Such a long pause.
This is completely random. Here we go, guys.
Oh my goodness.
Rachel, tell me to stop.
Stop. Hey!
Hey! Mateo Howe winning
Nice.
the golden ticket.
So the ticket is the meal?
Yeah, the ticket's
The
the
prize
meal.
is this?
Yeah.
Sweet. So
The
either way,
ticket-
everything's going to your house.
Yeah. Ticket is either a Chick-fil-A meal or a Taco Bell meal. Where, it's been a while.
Sorry.
You're hitting a lot of stuff right now. You're like bumping everything.
It's fine.
Guys, man, I feel like y'all, like, the Howe family has won so much stuff. Simon's won a lot of liquids. Like, do you remember Simon won those 5 giant cans of
Yeah.
Arizona iced tea? I think there might still be one in the fridge. I don't know. Simon's won a lot of liquids. Marielle's won a lot of the Zoom calls.
And food.
Food.
Burritos.
Cadence has won a lot of stuff.
Yeah, drinks.
She's been killing it. Man,
Yeah, wow. We've been doing this for a while.
I know. Guys, can you believe Billy said today we've been in quarantine for like 137 days?
Kind of feels like longer.
Maybe like 2 years? Who even knows?
Time is weird now. That's all I know.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, you might, Mateo. You, for some reason, the golden ticket likes you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The algorithm.
Sometimes you win and you're not even here. I don't even know how
Your
that
name
happens.
just shows up.
I don't even type it in. Just joking. Okay, guys, that's all we got for you
Let's call
today.
it.
that's it. But
Okay.
remember, we want to get lunch with you guys.
Yeah, we want to hang out.
We're gonna be taking August off, but keep an eye out. We're gonna hopefully do some game nights, some Pharisees, stuff like that, whenever we can. Pretty pumped for it, but this is the last live stream youth group. Crazy. I hope you enjoyed Claire's lesson. If you have any questions, want to talk about it, let me know, or let Rachel know.
Yeah.
If you missed a lesson, like all our live streams are up on here. Go check it out.
Check them out.
Other than that, guys, we'll see you later.
See ya.